Welcome in, everyone. We have a fascinating topic to talk about today, and that is new updates with President Donald Trump's strike against an ISIS leader in Somalia that shocked the world when he announced it at the start of February. Nobody really knew what was going on. Details exactly about what happened and who was the target have now been released. We're going to get into all of that and much more. As always, before we get started, please make sure to like and subscribe, and most importantly, comment with your thoughts. I want to hear all your thoughts, your different opinions with Donald Trump's strike against this ISIS leader, which previously we had no details about. We have them now, and that's what we're going to discuss. Let's rewind a little bit. At the start of February, President Trump, around noon, I believe around 12:20 Eastern time, hopped on X to announce that a massive military strike had been carried out against a senior ISIS official in Somalia in a cave system. Shortly after that, footage was released of the strike that showed massive explosions, fireballs. I mean, I hate to use the term, it looked like something out of a movie, but that's exactly what it looked like. It was a crazy show of military power. It seemed like a success. All the reporting indicated it was a success, but yet very little details were known. Now we have the opportunity to watch the video before we get into it for anyone who hasn't seen it, and then we're going to get into all the details. You can watch it right now. So that is the footage for anyone who has not seen it yet. Now you have. Now, let's get into the details of how this all went down, because I'll be honest with you, it's absolutely fascinating, and it is really a great reminder that if you're a bad guy and you think that you're going to come threaten the United States, do something to the United States, you really have another thing coming. Plus, we now have the name of the person that they got. This is a Daily Mail exclusive report that is absolutely wild. Gives you the timeline, the exact attack details. I think you guys are going to be really fascinated by this. So, February 7th, the Daily Mail publishes this bombshell report. The target's name, the senior ISIS leader's name, and I'm probably going to butcher his last name. I also don't care because he's a scumbag terrorist. Ahmed Melina Minamin. Again, I'm sure I butchered that. Not my problem. Not going to shed tears over getting the name of an ISIS guy wrong. He is described as a senior ISIS recruiter, financier, and external operations leader. Sebastian Gorka, Trump's senior director of counterterrorism, told the outlet, this man has recruited terrorists from around the world, trained them to kill innocents, and deployed them back into the West to execute jihadi attacks in more than one nation. So there you go. That is the name of the guy that they are going after. That is the name of the guy they hit. It's an absolutely, massive success, as anyone who's seen the video can tell you. And we knew that they got him in a cave. But get this. This whole operation, the entire mission for Trump to get this guy, came together in 36 hours, according to the Daily Mail. Trump was briefed in the Oval Office the Thursday before the strike by Gorka, Mike Waltz, the National Security Advisor. I'm sure there were some other people present as well. And it says this is Gorka, we presented a briefing on the severity of the threat Melaminamin posed and the cave complex he was hiding in northern Somalia, plus the fact the Biden White House administration or House had refused to do anything about it. This is another quote right from Gorka. The president immediately greenlit the operation with a stroke of his iconic black pen, at which point the order was transmitted to operational command for it to be carried out. Now, let's get into the absolutely wild details of exactly how this happened. How exactly was the United States able to pull this off? It's actually awesome. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend it's not awesome. It's one of the coolest things that I've read in a long time. So 16 F-18s took off from the USS Harry Truman, one of our big aircraft carriers that was stationed in the Red Sea. They dropped their payloads around 9:50 a.m. I presume, I don't know if that's 9:50 a.m. our time, local time, doesn't say, according to the Daily Mail, 9:50 a.m., dropped their payloads after leaving the USS Harry Truman. The flames from the explosion, according to witnesses in the Daily Mail reporting, were so high, it looked like they were touching the sky. And for anyone who's seen the video, you know fully well that that's not an exaggeration. I mean, the fireballs coming out of that thing when you hit that cave system were huge. And again, you got to keep in mind the munitions and ordnances you're using at cave systems are different than what you're going to do if you're going into a place that's, you're just hitting an urban center, a command and control structure, things like that. Cave systems are in mountains. You need to essentially collapse everything, overpressurize it, because when you're in a cave, you can go down many ways when you get hit by a bomb. You can be killed by the implosion, you can be killed by the actual explosion, or you can have overpressure, which is a brutal, brutal way to go out. I don't know exactly how old Ahmed ate it, but he ate it nonetheless. So this is a quote from a local commander of forces aligned with the United States. The strikes targeted about 10 locations in the Cal-Miskate areas, most of them caves, and we believe many, many militants were killed. It is also Trump's first strike since he was sworn in as commander-in-chief. So there you have it. Briefed on Thursday, immediately signed the order. 16 F-18s took off from the USS Harry Truman, flew into northern Somalia, into this mountainous region where the caves were, dropped the ordnances on them, just obliterated that mountain range. It looks post-apocalyptic if we're being honest and we're talking about what those videos look like. If you want to know the true power of American air power, 16 F-18s roaring through the sky. These guys probably didn't even hear them coming, maybe, because they're in the caves. Maybe they don't know. Certainly by the time they did hear them, it was far too late. You're not going to be able to run anywhere quick enough to get out of the strike zone, if you will, of 16 F-18s. That's an incredible amount of air power. That is no games being played. That is the U.S. military sending a message. So for everyone out there who talks about whether it's the cartels, whatever it might be, we sent 16 F-18s with the stroke of a pen on incredibly short warning. Trump was briefed on Thursday, signed off on it. The guy was dead by Saturday morning. That is the total time window of this operation. And this guy's gone. This guy's burning somewhere you and I hope to never be. Again, senior ISIS recruiter, financier, external operations leader. Gorka says that he trained fighters that were then transported to the West to execute attacks. And now he's gone. Now he got put in a blender by the United States Navy. 16 F-18s. Imagine being a bad guy. In 16 F-18s are soaring through the sky towards your location. I hate quoting movies. I hate talking about movies in that sense. It's like the script of a Top Gun film, minus a dogfight. Because you got to have a good dogfight in a Top Gun film, right? But the nuts and bolts of it, Navy fighters, aircraft carrier, more than a dozen fighter jets, F-18s are incredible pieces of American equipment. Absolutely incredible. And let this serve again as a reminder to anyone out there who thinks, I'm going to hurt Americans. You got another thing coming. It's a new day. It's a new era. And when the United States says it's going to chase you down and find you, and you will face justice, 16 F-18s will get that job done. Every time. Every single time, 16 F-18s are 100% going to take care of business. So credit to the pilots, credit to all the crew on the aircraft carrier. They don't ever get the shine and praise they deserve. Credit to them too. It is what it is. You want to be a bad guy and do stupid things, you get to pay the price. Anyways, That's all we have for this update. I think it's pretty cool. I'm sure if you're watching, you think it's pretty cool. Make sure to comment below with your thoughts on the strike and like and subscribe. And I will 100% see you guys next time and bring you any more new information we have.